Obviously, that was the goal. We also felt strongly that we wanted to do it with a good, strong team performance, and I think that was the case. I would also just want to give credit to Cuba because coming in with no points, they still came in. They were organized and difficult to break down, and it's a credit to their coach and their players that they still put that kind of effort out. We knew that we had a little letdown after we scored the second goal, but we still felt that we had done a lot of good things and felt strongly about coming out in the second half, reestablishing control, and the goal early in the second half I thought was a good succession of passes and good movement and a nice way to start the second half. From a coaching standpoint, you're always trying to find a way to in all ways construct your team, to challenge guys that have been around with new roles, to make sure that when they play well, they're rewarded, to bring players that you think belong in the mix and have earned it. You bring them in, you see how they do in training when you have a week like this, and now the last part of it is to then make sure that when it's the right time for somebody, then he gets his chance, and that helps move things along. So tonight was one of those nights, and so we were hoping it would work that way. You never know for sure, but certainly, it's nice when it works out. As a coach, the problem that you have is, you always think of, it's too bad, for example, that Moadou didn't get on the field tonight. So, you look in that locker room and you see everybody and you think about what you're trying to do as a team. But you try to make sure that within the group that there's an understanding and that there's trust and that the decisions all make sense and that we can continue to grow. And I think that part has been aided by the guys like DeMarcus and Landon and Timmy Howard and Gooch and Carlos who see the whole picture and make sure that every time we come into a camp, things are done the right way.
Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, you want to be strong at home, whether it's qualifying, whether it's a friendly, whether it's any match you play. And I think, over the years, obviously, even when I've been here the last 8-9 years, that we've always had a very good, strong performance at home. Our fans are great, and, we definitely want to, keep that, somewhat streak alive. And I think, whenever you play away from home, especially in World Cup qualifying, it's always difficult. There's a lot of, variables that, come into effect, but you just got to try to stay focused and, try to keep, your mind, on the match and try to get 3 points. But it's always tough on the road, but at the same time, playing at home is definitely a plus for us. To be honest, I wouldn't say it was frustrating. We did the job and we got 3 points, and that was the most important thing. We always know that our attacking players it'll come. Like I said, we've only been together for a year and a half now, so we definitely got a lot of more work to do. But at the same time, we're happy that with the performance we've been putting out, and if we weren't creating chances, I think it'd be more of a problem. But the fact that we are, and the ball didn't go in the net, but today it did, and we're happy about that.
The immediate thought is that it's likely that there'll be some changes in the group that goes to Trinidad, and so we'll work through that tonight. Again, you try to find a balance to make sure that things that are happening and developing and growing can continue, but at the same time, players that again will benefit from some qualifiers now get their opportunities. So we'll try to figure that one out. But I certainly think that in our minds we were ready after this game, if things went well, to make some changes. And when we get back to the hotel tonight, we will discuss the possibilities, and I think you'll see some changes in the roster and a different type of lineup on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been start, stop. Especially with my knee injury and a couple of nicks I picked up, the last couple of months. But now the last, about a month or so, I've been, feeling fit and, just trying to get back on the pitch with Rangers. And definitely when I come into camp, I want to be sharp and, get my best for this team and, try to see the big picture and try to qualify for the World Cup. But at the same time, it has been tough and difficult. But, every footballer goes through it, and you just got to, get through it. And, you have a lot of support around you, but, you just got to fight through it and stay focused on what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. Yeah, the first one, Sasha collected a ball in the midfield, and I think he nutmegged one guy and just, put it in my path. And the only thing I thought was to try to shoot far post and catch the goalkeeper slipping, and that's what happened. And Sasha played a great ball to me, and it went in, so it was great to get the first goal. It's always difficult to get the first one, so once you got that one, I thought more will come hopefully. And the second one, the defender just got caught ball watching, I think, and Landon, saw me. We know each other, pretty well. He always sees me when I make, different runs, and we see each other. So he played me a great ball, and I looked at the keeper, and he didn't come out, so I had time to chest it and shoot, and that was the second one.
I think there's a possibility that we'll add some players, yes.
Yeah, it's always great to play with Landon. We know each other inside and out, on the field. We played a lot of games together, won a lot, lost a lot, but we just understand each other a lot, and the way we move and the way we play is somewhat similar. And I think, us playing, closer together is always great, for us. And, Landon's a great player, can't take anything away from that. And, it's always a pleasure playing with him.
I think the fact that we had a man up early in the game, I think we felt good about the way we moved the ball around. We still found a good mix in terms of playing centrally, playing out wide. But when you're a man up, when the other team is starting to get tired, then that's when you want to make them pay. And that's the part that we talked about at halftime and actually before the game, because we certainly know that they'll come. Any team's going to come here. They're going to be organized. You can't expect that you're going to break them down immediately. But if you stick to doing the right things, if you keep moving, if you keep finding little seams, playing the right ball, then you know that over the course of 90 minutes they won't be able to keep going. And so I think we had that working for us in the second half. And again, that's helped by the fact that a guy gets sent off right before halftime. DeMarcus still does some things so easily. I mean, his movement on the field and his awareness of what's going on around them. But at the same time, when you don't play, maybe it's only a split-second difference, but the timing at times, the execution, sometimes just the touch needs to be. You just need the training, the games. I thought that throughout June, you could see him making steady progress. But again, when he first started in June, a couple days of training, and he would need sometimes to back off a day. And now he's back in it regularly. That's what every player needs. As he mentioned earlier, he's fighting very hard now at Rangers to get back on the field every week, because that's also the key for all our players. So, it's a credit to him that when you come back from an injury, it's not just a smooth, easy path. Sometimes you go 2 steps up the ladder, and like it or not, you come 1 step back. But it's never, he's got the positive mentality about the whole thing, and it's nice to see the rewards. And, the goals tonight for him, I think, were the kind of rewards that we're all excited about. I think if I take the last year, we've seen, we've played Heath in a lot of tough games, going all the way back to a little over a year, going back to the Brazil game at Soldier Field. And the part that we feel good about is that in tough situations, even when he was not playing regularly with his club team, he still showed something. And he also has had some ups and downs with his club team. He's another one who's fighting week in and week out to get on the field. And there's nothing more difficult than when you go long stretches without playing regularly, and then you come into a camp and others have been playing, and the tempo of the training is more than you're ready for. And so, we've had some days where, in previous camps, where certain guys that we brought in because we still felt that they deserved to be in the mix, but over the course of a couple days, you're looking at them and saying, I'm not sure that this player is ready to play 90 minutes. Let's see how it goes. So again, he just continues that even when he's not playing regularly, he always is ready for every camp. I think he's got more confidence, and we're pleased with the all-around development that we've seen. The first thing I would want to say is just that we were very excited that he chose to play for the United States. It was, a decision for him which I don't think was easy. He'd have to answer that, but I don't think was easy. But from the day that he got here, he seemed very excited, comfortable with the guys. The players always do a good job of, I think, anytime you bring a new player in, a young player, they do a good job of making them feel part of the group. And throughout the week, when you have the days of training, you put them on different teams, so different guys get to play with him, different guys get to play against him, find out a little bit what he's like. And I think the first thing you see is just that, in terms of having a good soccer brain, seeing things, keeping the ball moving, those are good starting points. And the rest, we'll wait and give it a little more time. But it was a really good first week for him. Excellent to get him on the field, and we're very pleased to have him with our team.